two games here, but I think one has way more potential with Cleveland and Sacramento.
Okay.
Because we have Donovan Mitchell on the injury report, and Cleveland is on the front end of a back-to-back. Who are they playing again? They're playing OKC tomorrow.
Yeah, I think that's a much more likely rest spot.
But Mitchell is listed questionable, and I'm just kind of watching the lines here. Bovada just went to 4.5. Everywhere else is 5.5. The reason I'm monitoring is because it could be an indication we're about to like get something.
Right.
Just a reminder for everyone: now would be a good time to log into whatever place you use, because as just
Grizzlies
to like
PR.
Grizzlies PR tweeting about Kennedy Chandler and
that
one. Having the Miami beat writer accounts on yesterday to hear about how the G League team signed Stanley Johnson was kind of a waste of brain space. But sometimes you just have to have the accounts ready, even if you're gonna get dumb tweets sometimes that don't matter for anything. So that one's kind of amusing. But yeah, I'm logging in now because maybe the lines jumping around could be an indication that Cavs are at shoot around now and we're gonna get something on Mitchell. It's kind of what I'm thinking. But the key overall here is that Mitchell matters way more to the point spread than De'Aaron Fox, who I think we've seen him come back to earth a bit. Like, he was having such a great start to the year. His rating is good, but it's nothing special. Like, I think we had talked about him as being like a just below all-star or maybe just barely an all-star. Donovan Mitchell is well above that. He's been incredibly good this year, and I think in general is just, he's a top player. So the other part of this too, I think, Sacramento has some pretty competent backup guards.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think the Cleveland backups can work much.
Yeah, they're not. And guys like Davion Mitchell, Malik Monk, and then Terrence Davis actually has a positive player rating. As a collective, those three filling in for Fox, we're only talking about like a 1.5 drop. So Fox is not a huge deal, but Mitchell's minutes going to it would be a bit more Garland, but it's mostly going to be like Chetty Osman and Isaac Okoro and guys who are a bit worse than the Sacramento guys. Plus Mitchell is just better than Fox to begin with. So the potential value here comes from mostly if Mitchell gets ruled out, we have a Sacramento bet. Because Mitchell is worth like 4 points to the spread. Right now, the line is fair. Like, if we found out right now Mitchell is not going to play, we have 4-point edge on Sacramento, which then shrinks to less if Fox is out, but still a 2.5.
You still got to take it, I think.
Yeah, if Mitchell gets ruled out, you definitely want to take Sacramento, even if we don't know about Fox yet.
All right, so in terms of what's actual, the main thing is if Mitchell's out, what's the line?
Not seen it shoot around. There it is.
And Donovan Mitchell not seen a shoot around. Yep, there we go.
Okay.
And the line just moved from plus 5.5 to plus 4. I didn't log in fast enough. This is a really good example of like how this isn't always going to be an easy thing.
Gotcha. So what do you recommend?
I didn't have a Cavs beat writer to go to for this, but this would have been like if it was.
I was trying not to interrupt you guys, but all three of my books were doing different things. One of them dropped the line, which I was trying. I almost just blurted it out and interrupted the thought process.
You can do that from now on for sure.
I was seeing 4.
Yep.
And yeah,
that was a hard one. I mean, that sounds like a guy who probably won't play. Like, he didn't get ruled out, just to be clear.
Right.
But not seeing it shoot around is a potential we're going to get a downgrade to doubtful. Which would mean he's probably not playing.
So what if
you've got a plus 5 available, I'd take it. That's actionable right now, which I think there are still some.
Kings plus 5. Is Kings plus 4 good, or is too much value gone?
I think we got to wait at 4, but Matt, your call.
I think I'd get some at 4, even at 4. But if you have multiple sites, then you shouldn't need 4 because there are. Bet Rivers has 5 still. So that's Barstool, that's Bet Rivers, that's Unibet, that's Sugar House. All of those have plus 5 right now.
Okay.
I don't have it, Mike, if you can get it.
Yeah, I'm trying to do that while we talk. But let's move. Let's not worry just about us. Let's talk about our.
Okay. All those lines are now off the board. I think +4 is worth getting some money in, not a full unit, but a bit less, and because he still might play. And also at +4, if Mitchell's out and Fox is out, it's not like a huge value anymore. You know, the projected line we have if both guys are out is only +3. So it's barely even a bet at +4 unless Fox plays.
Gotcha.
So I tried to get as many +5s as I could just now. I did put a little bit in at +4, but not very much. And I think hopefully, yeah. I'm just, let me scroll through my
So the reason I wasn't a little more aggressive in interrupting is that one of the books, Bet Online, actually went to 5.5. So one went off the board, one went down, and one went up. That it's no longer available, but like.
Were you on the site itself, or were you on an odd screen?
I was on the site itself.
Yeah, that's really weird. I mean, sometimes it just glitches out for like a split second, and then if you went to actually bet that line, it might not have even let you.
Right, yeah, it is 4 whenever I tried to bet it.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the next game then. I think
well, just I think we should like lay out what to do from here.
Okay.
Of how to like handle the rest of this game. If Mitchell is ruled out for sure, I think betting +4 is fine. And then if Fox winds up playing, you may be able to hedge back at like -2 the other way. Or it depends where the line ends up. But if both guys are out, +4 is barely positive value. But it's not terrible. And you may get an opportunity to go for a middle, because if he's ruled out, it may drop to like -2. And then if Fox gets ruled out, it'll come back up. But we're going to get the Mitchell update before the Fox update now, it seems, which is kind of what we wanted. So I think if you're at +4 now, maybe wait. But if Mitchell is officially ruled out or downgraded to doubtful, then take the +4. I don't think I would take the +4 just this second.
I agree.
But if he's ruled out, then go ahead. And then if he winds up being in, if we got an update right now, Mitchell didn't go through a shoot around, but he's expected to play, we actually want Cavs -4. Because we're going to have a fair line of either 5.5 with Mitchell in and Fox in, or 7 if Mitchell's in and Fox is out. So this projected line for us could be anywhere from 1.5 to 7, depending with what combination of Mitchell and Fox are playing. So Mitchell out, +4 is fine. Mitchell in, -4 is fine. And then you're going to want to like wait for that De'Aaron Fox news and react for a second time when we get that later. But it sounds like he's probably going to be out, given that they do play tomorrow. And honestly, like, the Thunder are more of a rest candidate team than Sacramento. But for the purposes of the Eastern Conference standings, they're the same. Right? Like, the Cavs don't need to beat either of them any more than the other. They're not competing for a spot in the standings with either Sacramento or OKC. So
this Cavs reporter is they have a get it before Twitter via text message with a number on his things. So maybe we can get a service where these guys can text us before they post it on Twitter. That'd be great.
That would be very nice. Would have been really useful in this case. We would have gotten a couple extra points on this line.
That's probably why the books were ahead on this one, actually.
Maybe. Who knows? There are things that we're just not going to know until we know them, and then it's like, oh, okay, so that was why.
Sometimes the market knows more than we do.
Yeah, the market clearly had Mitchell before it got to Twitter.
Yep. By
like only maybe 30 seconds, but I also want to stress before we go to the next game, like the importance of looking at some odd screen. I really like the unabated one. I think it might be the best one there is. I don't know all of them though, but that's the one I've been using. When you see a lot of flickering and a lot of lines moving in the same game, like log in, get ready for something, because something may be happening. That's been like my recommendation for this. Like, don't just bet a team because the line is moving, but be ready for news to break if the line is moving. So clearly that was what was happening there, because all the Cavs numbers started jumping around, and then finally it got to Twitter that Mitchell wasn't in shoot around. And that all happened just in a span of like a minute.
Bet Rivers is down to 3.5 already, by the way. That's what they have posted right now.
I like +5.
No, plus 3.5.
No, I know. I like the +5 from 5 minutes ago.
Yeah. Yep. Got it.
But I
All
like
right.
-3.5 if Mitchell ends up playing, so we'll see.